I thought I'd do another quick scrapbook video. These are the supplies that I'm going to use. I'm just using a single picture for this, and I'm not really going to go off a sketch. I'm just going to do it just how I feel like laying it out. It's kind of based off a single photo sketch that I saw a while ago, but not exact. I'm using a Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and then this strip of paper right here is actually it comes like this. It's 2 inches by 12 inches, and it has a sticky back, and I believe it's from the paper studio that you can get at Hobby Lobby. And then this is just a textured 4.5 by 6.5 photo mat that you can get from Die Cuts with a View, and it's also sticky on the back. I'm going to be using a Stampin' Up! Border punch, this scallop trimmed border punch, and then also a Stampin' Up! Will. And this is, let's see, Stems and Silhouettes, and I believe that this is discontinued. And then I'm also going to be using the Gypsy to cut out a few things on the Cricut. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Start off first by putting my stamped image on this yellow cardstock. I believe the ink pad that I have in here is Melon Moss. And so I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper to kind of get the ink going on it so that it's ready to be used. And how I'm going to have this is I want it at the bottom, so I'm just going to kind of measure this out and figure out where I want it to go, just down here on the bottom. I'm going to just start down here at the bottom and hopefully get it pretty straight. And I'm just going to start here at the edge and work my way across. So it's just going to have that nice little strip down at the bottom. And then on this paper is where I'm going to use the scallop trim border punch. So I'm just going to start in the middle and punch down and then work my way across, just lining up. And so then that just has a nice little finished edge to it. And I don't think it's too girly or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down using the ATG 714. I'm just going to kind of line this up on the bottom. Make sure it looks pretty straight. And now I'm going to go ahead and adhere my photo to this mat. I'm going to also use the ATG gun for this. I pretty much use this as my primary adhesive unless I'm doing little things that I need to use, like a Zig 2-way glue pen. Or zip dry, depending on if it's a really tough surface to get things to stick. Just line this up. So like I said, this already has adhesive on the back of it, so you just peel off the backing. And it's just already sticky. I like to cut this in the Cricut because then your stuff's already already has adhesive on it, and so it makes it really easy. We're gonna center this a little bit, and it's off just a little bit, but that's okay. And then same with this. Here I want a little bit of that blue showing at the top still. So I'm just going to kind of use my grid mat to line it up a little bit. Just have it go straight across. Here is the Gypsy, and I already have laid out, let me zoom in, what I want. So it's kind of bright. So I have the word family from Home Accents, and then I have these little tags from Tags, Bags, Box, and More, just the circle shifted key. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that out on the Cricut. I already have my mat lined out. Okay, so I'm going to turn my Cricut on. And I like to just be able to load my mat straight from the Cricut. So I just will put a cartridge in. and just go ahead and load it up. This is all Stampin' Up! Cardstock, so I'm going to have my pressure at high, max, my speed at max, and my blade depth at max. And then I have the Gypsy, so I'm going to just connect that with this cord here to my Cricut so it's ready to go. And then, I don't know if you can see that really well, I'm sorry if you can't. I'm going to press the little blade here on the basic menu, and it's going to come up with the cut function. It has a spot where you can load your mat. Mine's already loaded, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and press cut. I don't need to worry about doing multi-cut. It should cut through this fairly easy. And then just press OK, and it's going to cut away. Okay, so now that it's done cutting, I'm just going to use the same unload paper button off the Cricut to unload my mat. And I'm going to go ahead and take these off the mat, and then we'll put them down on the page and finish up the... Okay, so I have my images cut from my Cricut and pulled off my mat, and they cut beautifully. This family is measured, and I changed the proportion of it on the Gypsy. It's cut at 10.5 by 2 inches so that I could get it to fit where I wanted to across this border and to fit on the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I had. And then these were cut again from tags, bags, boxes, and more. And this was cut at 3 inches, this was cut 2 3/4, and then this was cut 2.5 so that they would layer nicely with the coordinating colors of the page. So let's go ahead and adhere this down. And I'm going to use the Zig 2A, the fine tip pen, especially where this is a pretty long word. It's going to take me a few seconds to get through it. Now that I have that all adhered, or the adhesive put on the back, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down, this black piece of pattern strip paper that I have. Just make sure that it goes down. If you find that some pieces aren't sticking, you can always go back and just kind of put a little adhesive underneath of it. And then I have the dot for the eye, so I'm just going to lay that down. There. And then we're just going to adhere these real quick. And then to kind of give that its finishing touch, I'm going to use this brad that looks like a button, and it's just black to match the black paper that's on there. And then I'm just going to open it up, make sure it's down, and I'm just going to adhere it here, and then I'm just going to write a little journaling. I'm just writing the Barton family, taking pictures of the sunset, and then I'm just going to adhere that here, and then that's the completed page. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please post a comment just so I know if I should keep doing videos or not, and we'll see you next time.